Hey guys, so today I have another guide type of video. This is going to be a sensitivity guide, how to find your optimal sensitivity, because what I've realized is that everyone's sensitivity is, to some degree, at least slightly different. Most people's sensitivities fall in, like, because I usually ask people that I coach what their sensitivity is, and they all say, like, usually it's lower than mine, somewhere between, like, 0.25 and 0.45, I would say. So averaging around between, like, zero point 0.3 and 0.35. Um, so one thing that I will note here at the beginning is scope sensitivity is different than your actual sensitivity. Scope sensitivity is when you're using it like a sniper and you're aiming down. It's a little different, and that's just preference. So I'm not gonna talk about scope sensitivity. But you can also probably use these same sort of guidelines to help you find that sensitivity as well. So basically for this sensitivity, right, you see my sensitivity here. I'm at 800 DPI. Don't forget about your DPI. That also matters. So what your DPI is, if you don't know that, you're gonna want to find your mouse brand and then download the software and figure out kind of how to change that. And either 400 or 800 is pretty standard. Most people play probably 800. Um, so you can see here, what I'm going to tell you guys to start here to find your optimal sensitivity is if you are new, you're going to want to come into the range. Either way, you're going to want to come into the range. Click easy, medium, or hard. If you're like probably gold and below, go medium. If you're like plat and above, or maybe even plat and below, go medium. I don't know. It kind of depends where you are. Just go one of these two. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start and you're gonna run through this, and you're basically gonna see. I want you to pay attention to if you're overshooting or undershooting. So if you're undershooting or overshooting or undershooting, we'll figure out what that means. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through one run here, and we'll see what I'm doing. Okay, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but I actually did overshoot and undershoot. But I actually did undershoot more than I overshot. And by the way, overshooting means simply when you're aiming for them, if you flick too far past your enemy, then that's overshooting. If you're flicking too short, like right here, this is undershooting. So I undershot too much, which means I purposely changed my sense down 0.1 here. So I would want to increase mine. I usually play at 0.39 or zero point 0.4. So I mean that makes sense why I was undershooting a little bit. Um, so basically what you want to do now is you're gonna change your sense by zero point 0.01 or by 0.001, depending on how specific you want to go. Like, I know tens will go to the thousands place or hundreds place. No, thousands place, but you can just go to here. This is fine. Like, just having 2 decimal points is completely fine. So from here, what you can do is to get more comfortable with this sense, because obviously even changing it just in the hundredth spot, just like 1.0, 0.001 or 0.01, is going to be like a little bit of a change up. It might feel a little different. So what you want to do is just kind of just practice flicking here on some bots, because that's what this practice is, right? You're just flicking. You're just going to try to flick here until you feel a little bit more comfortable. Go left and right flicks, remember? And you're not going to land every shot. That's just normal. And you can flick up and down as well. So I'm not going to sit here and do this for like 10 minutes, but you'd probably do this for like 5 minutes or so, and then you'd run it back on another one. And I'm also not going to do that, but then what you do is you change your sensitivity again. And at some point after doing this a few times, it's going to feel better. It's going to feel like crisper, for lack of a better word. It's going to feel smooth. It's going to feel really nice to aim. And that's where we want you to be. We want you to be at a sensitivity that feels just really, you don't really have to think about it. It's just easy to hit headshots like this. And this is my sensitivity, if you guys can tell. Like, I'm very kind of smooth with this sense right here. I'm just landing these shots, except for that one. That guy's immune. He's invulnerable. But, so yeah, you just keep doing that. You keep tweaking this up or down. And one thing I want to say is don't worry about what other people's sensitivities are or DPI. Like, don't look at pros and think, oh, every pro plays at this sensitivity, so I should play at this sensitivity as well. Because you're not a pro, first of all, and second of all, you might have a different sort of setup than them, and you're also just not pro. Like, you're not if you're not in Radiant or you're not like looking for a team to become pro, then you don't have to worry about this. I used to do this, it just doesn't make sense. So you're finding your own sense because you're your own person, you're unique. You probably have a different mouse pad size than I do. I have a fat mouse pad size. You probably have a different mouse than I do. You probably have a different chair than I do. You probably have a different arm length, hand size, grip style. By the way, I use a claw slash full palm grip style. I can make a video about that someday if you guys want. Um, yeah, this is how you find your ideal sensitivity. There's also other ways you can do this. You can do this test where you get start and then you do this, see what you're undershooting or overshooting. Then you change your sensitivity and you go into deathmatch. Or you play a full game with it or something. It's just up to you. But one thing I'll also say is don't change your sensitivity too much. Like don't go up by 0.5 because like, or not 0.5, 0.05. Because that's gonna feel like very intense. Like for example, if I were to go to 0.44 here, this would be, I used to play on this, but this is just probably gonna be a little bit too fast for me, so I'm gonna overshoot, you see, on most of these guys anyway. It's because my brain is not very adapted to playing at this sense right now. So just to show you my point there, I wouldn't go up too much. I also wouldn't go down too much. So make sure you're incrementing by 0.01 is fine. That's all you need to do. If you're gonna go less than that, that's also fine. But for most people, I think going 0.01 up or down is perfectly reasonable. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions about how to improve your sense, I don't think there's any other settings here. There's invert mouse, raw input buffer. I have this off. It says beta, so I don't know. I don't think I feel much of a difference here. Either way, I don't really know what this. I mean, raw input means like directly from your mouse, but yeah. So this you can also tweak with, but yeah, that's gonna be all, guys. Hopefully this is helpful. You guys remember to subscribe, join my Discord, and yeah, you guys have a good day.